What if the very thing that is holding you back is how tightly you're holding on? Right? I believe that God is going to upgrade you when you stop caring. And this feels like something that resonates with my life, and I'll explain a little bit in a second. If you just give me a few minutes, I just hope that I can share with you maybe a new perspective that will help you see growth differently and understand things from a different perspective, right? Let's start off with something that is true, right? We're taught a few things in this life. We're taught to glorify hustle, glorify perfection, and control, right? This idea that if we just try harder, we'll succeed. And in some cases, that may be true when you are someone that's lazy. But reality is, you guys find a lot of very wealthy people don't necessarily work that hard. And maybe it's because they've learned this principle as well. Maybe it's because they understood that if you hold too tightly onto something, you then are controlled by it, right? You put yourself in a trap of control where you overthink, you're always anxious, and you're frustrated when things do not go as planned. You know, you're holding on to people, you're holding on to outcomes and timelines that you're not supposed to have any control over, right? You're supposed to just do the work and allow God to work, right? So like if we want to look in the Bible or biblically, right? The Bible says in Psalm 46:10, be still and know that I'm God. And that's because sometimes our life, or our grip on life, I should say, blocks God's grace. You know, it blocks him from the grace from flowing freely, right? We put up a barrier and a wall that does not allow God to go through and reach out of, right? Whereas if there was nothing there, he'd be able to grab us and take us where we need to be. But why? Because we're putting up this sense of, hey, I need to have control, right? I need this, that, and the third. And I digress again, saying that there is moments, of course, where that may be applicable. But for the concept and the nature of this video, I need you to understand this too. There's this thing that we have access to, this power that we have, and that's through detachment. You know, what does not caring actually mean? Because remember, I started the video in saying God is going to upgrade you when you stop caring. It's not about it's not about apathy, guys. It's about being, surrendering, right? Releasing the illusion of control and simply just trusting God's plan and the direction he's taking you over your own, right? Releasing whatever it is that you believe is supposed to be your definitive plan and saying, hey, this is what I want, Lord, let your will be done. I will do the work, let your will be done. Because sometimes your plan is actually going to delay you, right? Like if you wanted a job so badly and didn't get it and you ended up with something even better, how would that make you feel, right? You know, if you were in a relationship where you're in a forced relationship versus one that flows naturally, there's another moment there, right? When you stop stressing about something and everything all of a sudden seemed to go according to plan, everything fell in place. It's because you realize that you had to let go, right? And when you let go of what's not meant for you, you make space for what is, right? Because God is a miracle worker, right? Why God waits for you to let go? Because faith isn't proven in control, it's proven in release. Just think about that. When you let go of something, you're creating space for God to go in and work miracles. God can't upgrade you if you're too micromanaging your life in every aspect, because there's only certain things you're supposed to care about. There's only things you have control over, and those are the only things you should worry about, right? Sometimes you have to understand too that the delayment isn't punishment, right? It's preparation, And then we're looking from like a spiritual standpoint and spiritual growth. Letting go teaches you humility and patience, and more than anything, trust, right? You grow into the person who can handle the upgrade once you're no longer obsessed with the outcome. Whenever you just say, hey, Lord, use me. Hey, God, do what you need to do. That's when you end up in that place, right? And one way you can practice healthy detachment, and stick with me, guys, we're almost finished here, is you have to shift your focus, right? So instead of going from what if this doesn't work to if it's meant for me, it will, right? Instead of forcing to flowing, right? When you have a daily mindset shift, when you're praying and you're meditating, when you're maybe journaling, when you're saying affirmations like, I trust that what's for me will find me, you will find it. God will bring it to you, right? And you ultimately just have to reframe failure, right? Failure is not a setback. It's a redirection. Every closed door is answered prayer in disguise, right? It's something that you can't see, but God is unfolding for you. And so lastly, I just want to leave you guys with a couple things. Your upgrade is already on the way. You just have to get out of the way. And sometimes the biggest blessing isn't what God gives you, it's what he takes away. If you want to change your life, if this message resonates with you, I need you to just drop a message. Let me know your thoughts, right? And don't forget to share this video, with someone that could use it. Maybe like, comment, or subscribe, or drop a follow if we're on short form, wherever it is. But just remember, you're not losing control, right? You're gaining peace. I hope that resonated with somebody. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.